So you wanna know how much it costs per month to own a C5 Corvette? I got you. I tracked every dollar I spent on this car in a month, so let's get into it. So let's start with the largest expense. That will be buying the car itself. When you buy the car, obviously you're gonna spend about $10,000, $15,000. Let's say, in my case, this car is $15,000. You will have a car note or you will not have a car note depending on if you just pay it off in full or if you want to do monthly payments, that's also fine. Honestly, these cars range a lot. So I'm gonna say 8 grand on the lower end and about 15 to 18,000, maybe a little bit more if you want a Z06 for a C5. So that will vary a lot. So let's say hypothetically you bought this car for $15,000 and you wanted to finance it. That will be spread across, I think the average is what, 5 years, so 60 months. You probably spend maybe $250 a month or more. So $250 to $300, you'll probably end up paying around that if this car is 15 grand. Any more than $18,000 and I will probably just move up to a C6. Just remember guys, these cars are not supposed to hold value. They do not hold value at all. So do not get screwed on your initial purchase. Insurance. Everybody always wants to know insurance. Insurance really shouldn't be too bad for these cars. I pay $94 a month for insurance on this car. That is full coverage insurance. However, if this thing gets totaled, then there's not gonna be any fixing it. So it's just gonna be totaled. They will give you the money to fix the car depending on the damage, but you probably spend more in labor trying to repair something because you have to think about parts and all this other stuff. This is a almost 30-year-old car, so parts are pretty rare to come by. They don't make them anymore. But of course, you know, insurance depends on a lot of different things. How long you've had the insurance, if you have other cars on the insurance plan, or if you're a teenager, it all just depends. Personally, I would try to get a quote first. Try to get a quote with whatever insurance company you want to go with. And if it's anything over, honestly, for me personally, if it's anything over like 150, I probably wouldn't go for it. And honestly, gas isn't too bad for these cars either. I need to get some more spray. Gas isn't too bad for these cars. I think right now I pay anywhere from like $30 to $40 a week on this car if I were to daily drive it. I do not daily drive this car anymore. So I drive this car maybe once or twice a week. And I would have to fill up maybe once every week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how crazy I'm driving. But let's just say on the higher end, it's $40 a week to fill up if you're daily driving this car. That is for the gas prices that I have here, which I think gas prices are like three, I don't know, in the low threes. In the low threes, I think. Let me fact check this actually. Okay, clearly do not listen to me because it was not in the low threes. It's actually $3.69 a gallon for premium. Yes, this car takes premium. Do not try to cheap out on gas. Maintenance. Maintenance is one of those things where it will vary month to month depending on what the issue is. Luckily, in my case, I haven't had any issues to deal with this month. Well, that I needed to pay for, I guess. And some people may find this weird, but hear me out. I like to take this car to the dealership to get oil changes. Yes, I can do them myself. I have some jack stands over there and I have an oil pan. Where is my oil pan? I think it's under this couch. I like to take the car to the dealership because they do the oil change and then they do an inspection on the car. They check for other leaks. They check for anything else that might be wrong with the car at the mileage that it's at. So that is a huge plus. They tell me what the issue is or what a potential issue might be, and then I can take it somewhere to get fixed. Or if they give me a decent price, then maybe I'll let them fix it. Or if I can fix it myself, then I will fix it myself. For the most part, they give you a really good diagnostic of what potential issues are coming up or what issues you already have. So that's a plus. And since this car has, I think I think 90 something thousand miles on it. I think it's very, very beneficial that I have a diagnostic every time I get an oil change to be on top of maintenance and replacements and stuff like that. And usually an oil change at a dealership will be about $120 for this car. That's about as much as you spend doing it yourself. You might save a couple dollars here and there, but I do have some oil over there somewhere. But the oil change is coming up for this car very, very, very soon. I actually think I'm a few miles overdue, but I will need to pay for that this month as well. 120 isn't bad. 120 for an oil change and a full diagnostic of the car. And if I have any issues, I'll say, hey, can you check this? And they'll just go ahead and check it for you. So why not use that? I haven't had to deal with much maintenance on this car this month. I did have to replace the tensioner pulley right there. That was about $90. Not too bad. You can get cheaper ones. I didn't want to get the cheaper one. I wanted to get the full OEM one. So I went ahead and got that, spent a little extra. There's some more expensive ones that you can get too, but I wasn't really concerned with that. I just went with the OEM one that came with the car, and it runs just fine. And I did spend a little extra on lowering bolts this month. I think the lowering bolts are about $70 for the full kit, front and rear, including the bushings. And we did fix the height of the car. And now you see that we have like a little, maybe 1 inch, 1.5 inch gap from the tire. So pretty good mod, very cheap, much cheaper than coilovers. I'd probably go ahead and get coilovers anyway, but that's for another day. Now, of course, repairs and maintenance and those items will vary month to month. If you have very bad luck, maybe you have a failing transmission, you're gonna be spending some extra money this month. For example, next month, I will probably need to replace my spark plugs, which I do have those sitting on this table over here. And there's something else I need to replace in here, but I have to check my to-do list. It will vary month to month, so just keep that in mind. You're not gonna be spending a solid amount on this car every month. It's gonna go up and down. There's so much you don't have to spend anything at all. Just gas and just gas. Beautiful, gas in the car. So if we were to add that up, I believe we'd be at about a little under $800 a month. I'm gonna add that up and put it up on the screen somewhere here. But it is a very, very, very wide range that you'd spend on a car like this. Some of these cars are super, super clapped out. Some of them are in perfect condition. Mine was in absolute perfect condition, so I didn't really have to do too much on spending. The last owner kept his car in very good working condition. The last owner kept up with maintenance and did all the stuff that needed to be done on an old car like this. So I got pretty lucky. A lot of people are not so lucky. Some people spend an ungodly amount of money on these cars. However, let's say we did spend about the $800 a month on this car for this month in particular. Is that worth it? I'd say yeah. There's some cars that you'd get that are much newer that you spend way more. Let's say you get like an M3 or something like that, you're probably gonna spend about $700 a month, maybe $1,000 a month on the car itself per month. And then you have to factor in maintenance, you have to factor in mods, and then you're gonna be spending, what, $15, almost $2,000 a month on the M3. If you like M3s, sure. I like old cars right now, so I'm going with the old car and just fixing it up, making it look nice. I think we did a pretty good job at that so far, but I don't know, that's up to you. This car does piss me off though, I'm not gonna lie.